Empty truck 23 tons overweight at CCP checkpoint. Chinese listed company's 60 million yuan deposits secretly withdrawn by bank. The death of Keqiang serves as a release valve. P2P victims have something to say. Xi Jinping's specialized assassination department exposed. High officials mysteriously died. Senior official of Hamas, the CCP envoy has secretly met with Hamas leaders. It's all covered in today's China Truths. Empty truck 23 tons overweight at CCP checkpoint. The Chinese Communist Party, CCP, is currently grappling with a financial crisis, and they are increasingly relying on the method of imposing fines as a source of income. Notably, traffic fines have come into the spotlight, and several peculiar cases have emerged. Recently, a video has been circulating online, showing a large red cargo truck being pulled over at an inspection station. The weight scale indicates that the vehicle's total weight is a staggering 54.14 tons, exceeding the limit by 23.14 tons. But the funny part is that this is an empty truck, and the driver, while recording the video, says there's absolutely nothing on it. The video also reveals that the cargo bed of the truck is empty, except for what appears to be a rainproof canvas. Certain internet users have raised doubts about whether the vehicle might have undergone modifications, potentially explaining the excessive weight. However, others argue that any modifications, at most, could involve extending the cargo bed or raising the sides of the truck bed, making it highly improbable for these changes to result in a 23-ton excess weight. Some online users even mockingly suggest that public servants, who are meant to serve the people, are claiming that the heavier it is, the more it exceeds the limit. This peculiar situation is not an isolated incident. In July of this year, another video circulated online portraying traffic police in a particular location pulling over a cargo truck and accusing it of overloading. The driver repeatedly stressed that the vehicle is empty, but the traffic police persisted in their assertion that even if it's empty, it's still overloading. Furthermore, it's essential to note that vehicles in various regions are not spared from these tactics. In a recently circulated video, traffic police in a specific location brought in a forklift and brazenly relocated vehicles parked on a busy road. Subsequently, they issued fines for illegal parking. Over the past few years, financial data from various regions under the CCP's jurisdiction have shown a significant year-on-year surge in fine revenues, with some areas even witnessing a doubling of these figures. Notably, besides the traffic police departments, local industry and commerce tax departments are also actively engaged in revenue generation schemes. Bizarre fines targeting businesses, such as a $5,000 fine for photographing a cucumber or a $50,000 fine for selling a few bundles of vegetables, are on the rise. The rampant practices mentioned above are becoming increasingly common and have sparked outrage among the mainland's general public. Chinese listed company's 60 million yuan deposits secretly withdrawn by bank. The Chinese financial system has recently witnessed a series of irregularities. Recently, a controversial issue has arisen, involving the transfer of tens of millions of Chinese yuan from bank deposits, among various other cases. These occurrences have raised significant concerns among the general public in the mainland, leading to a loss of trust in the banking industry. On the evening of November 3, local time, Chaohuahongka, a company listed on the China Science and Technology Innovation Board, made a startling announcement. They disclosed an amount of 59.95 million yuan, approximately $8.2 million, in bank deposits, originally held at China Merchants Bank Company, Limited Nanjing Qingbei branch, had been transferred to other companies without the company's knowledge. Upon discovering this irregularity, the company promptly reported the matter to the relevant authorities. This sum was deposited with China Merchants Bank Company, Limited Nanjing Qingbei branch on March 30, 2023, with a maturity date of September 30, 2023. What's even more peculiar is the discovery that in Xiaofu Hongke's account at the China Merchants Bank Nanjing Qingbei branch, there are records of bank acceptance bills totaling 239.8 million yuan issued in the company's name, referred to as Keqiang Construction and Nanjing Huining. These bills were issued on March 29, 2023, and are due on September 29, 2023. The announcement emphasizes that, following the company's investigation, Keqiang Construction and Nanjing Huining have no established business relationships with Xiaofu Hongke, the company's directors, supervisors, or the actual controller. The company also clarifies that they have not entered into any agreements with these two companies, and Xiaofu Hongke was unaware of the issuance of the bank acceptance bills prior to the funds being deposited. The announcement mentions that upon discovering this situation, the company's management promptly engaged in communication with China Merchants Bank to verify the situation. They have also recently reported the case to the Economic Investigation Detachment of the Nanjing Public Security Bureau and to the Jiangsu Regulatory Bureau of the China Banking and Insurance Regulatory Commission. Half a lifetime savings of Hunan woman mysteriously disappear from credit cooperative. In another strange turn of events, just 2 days before Xiaofu Hongke reported the mysterious money transfer from the company's bank account, a small town in Hunan province, under Pingdingshan City's jurisdiction, witnessed the disappearance of tens of thousands of yuan from private account holders. According to Chinese media reports on November 1, Mr. Chui's parents, residents of Zhongtou Town, Ji County, Hunan, had diligently saved 660,000 yuan, approximately $90,622 over their lifetime, which they had deposited in the local rural credit cooperative. Recently, when they attempted to withdraw 100,000 yuan from the credit cooperative for home renovation, they were shocked to find that all the funds in their passbook had been withdrawn by someone else. This came as a devastating shock to Mrs. Chui, who was left emotionally distraught. Her son decided to bring several other passbooks processed at the credit cooperative to verify their account statuses. The result confirmed that all the funds in those passbooks had also vanished. Mrs. Chui fainted upon receiving this news. After the credit cooperative conducted an internal investigation and claimed that their records showed Mrs. Chui closed her account after depositing money at the bank on July 27, 2020. According to Mr. Chui, some employees revealed that an internal credit cooperative employee had transferred the entire 660,000 yuan Mrs. Chui had deposited. Mr. Chui's family decided to file a police report, but the credit cooperative dissuaded them, suggesting they could mediate the situation. Mrs. Chui disclosed to the media that an employee had visited their home and proposed a private return of the principal amount of 660,000 yuan from the passbook, with the interest gradually repaid in the future. However, Mrs. Chui found this proposal inappropriate and expressed concerns about unforeseen future issues, insisting on handling the matter through the credit cooperative. As of now, the credit cooperative staff have not offered a reasonable solution to this incident. Incredibly, when Mr. Chui's family returned to the credit cooperative, the employees stated that this was actually a very normal occurrence and denied that the credit cooperative had sent someone to communicate with Mr. Chui's family about this matter. Following the exposure of these two cases on the internet in quick succession, it has raised strong concerns and dissatisfaction among the public regarding the erosion of trust in the banking industry. Discussions among Chinese internet users are buzzing with related reports. The death of Li Keqiang serves as a release valve. P2P victims have something to say. In the wake of the unexpected passing of former Chinese Premier Li Keqiang, memorial events have been taking place across the country. Many victims of P2P online lending platforms have come forward, highlighting that Li Keqiang actively promoted P2P lending during his time in office, and they believe that these policies contributed to the subsequent P2P lending crisis, leaving them in dire financial straits. They're calling for the public to acknowledge their hardships. P2P stands for peer-to-peer or online lending platforms. In P2P lending, individuals or businesses lend money directly to others through online platforms, bypassing traditional banks. These platforms facilitate peer-to-peer loans with lower fees and unique risk assessment criteria. However, P2P lending has faced regulatory scrutiny and global challenges due to issues like fraud and high default rates. In this context in China, one P2P victim, Mrs. Wang, stated, "Wasn't it Li Keqiang who encouraged P2P lending? He played a role in leading us into this predicament." Another P2P victim, Mrs. Li, shared, "For 2 years, they actively promoted it, and I was still hesitant to get involved. It was only after reading his, Li Keqiang's, government work report that I entered this financial pit. Credit remains credit, blame remains blame, they cannot cancel each other out." Mrs. Li pointed out that after Li Keqiang's enthusiastic endorsement of P2P lending, numerous investors suffered severe financial losses, leading to broken families and disrupted lives. The CCP offered robust support for P2P online lending platforms during their early years, and state media praised this emerging financial service. Former Chinese Premier Li Keqiang consistently voiced strong support for P2P lending in his government work report in March 2015 and at various meetings. In 2018, a series of collapses and operator disappearances hit P2P platforms, causing more than 100 million investors to lose their savings, and their pursuit of justice was stifled. By 2020, all P2P platforms had been shut down. The Chinese Communist Party, CCP, stated that as of June that year, over 800 billion yuan, approximately $109.84 billion in loans, approximately from lenders on online lending platforms, remained unrecovered. Mr. Wang, a P2P victim, expressed that currently, more than 90% of platforms nationwide have been incorrectly labeled, with no effort to recover debts or ensure justice. There have even been wrongful arrests and judgments of those fighting for justice. After the P2P lending crisis, investors' quest for justice was suppressed, and not a word was spoken by Li Keqiang. Regarding this development, another P2P victim, Mr. Gu, questioned why, as the nation's premier, Li Keqiang didn't have the courage to address the issue and criticized him for failing to fulfill his significant responsibilities. Up to now, P2P victims continue to seek justice in their quest to recover their hard-earned money. However, they encounter numerous challenges, including obstructed efforts, reduced numbers, illnesses, and even deaths. Xi Jinping's specialized assassination department exposed, high officials mysteriously died. The Epoch Times previously revealed that from 2017 to the present, there have been a minimum of 66 high-ranking officials who have died in questionable circumstances, an absolutely shocking statistic. This revelation, in conjunction with the significant disclosure of Xi Jinping establishing the Operations Bureau of the Central Military Commission, has profoundly chilled many CCP officials. In a recent discussion show on NTD TV's Pinnacle View, Mr. Gao, a former lecturer at the People's Public Security University of China, stated that Xi Jinping has taken China further into the former Soviet Union's KGB-style governance. In detail, around 2018, Xi Jinping created a special department called the Operations Bureau of the Central Military Commission. The sole mission of this bureau is assassination and kidnapping. The Operations Bureau has truly frightened and chilled CCP officials. Mr. Gao cited the example of former CCP leader Hu Jintao, the predecessor of Xi Jinping. Li Keqiang owed a lot to Hu as he paved the way for Li to climb the ranks in CCP officialdom. But when Hu Jintao was forcibly taken away from the 20th National Congress, Li Keqiang did not even dare to give Hu Jintao a caring look. Commenting on this, Mr. Gao said, "This is precisely the kind of terror, the kind of atmosphere that Xi Jinping deliberately intends to create so that no one would dare to challenge him." Numerous high-profile suspicious deaths. Mr. Gao also reminded the audience that since Xi Jinping came to power, the number of sudden deaths of CCP cadres has been the highest since the end of the Cultural Revolution. Additionally, an unusually high number of sudden deaths have been reported among entrepreneurs and other celebrities, much higher than during the Deng Xiaoping and Hu Jintao eras. To delve deeper into this statement, in the early morning hours of April 12, 2021, Yang Xiong, the former mayor of Shanghai, suddenly died of a heart attack. Rumors suggested that Yang was taken to the nearby Huashan hospital by a friend, but the hospital staff was only informed that he was an important person, with no further details about his official position. Yang did not carry the red card of high-level CCP officials. In the end, the doctors did not provide him with any special treatment. Yang was a confidant of Jiang Mianheng, the eldest son of former CCP leader Jiang Zemin. In 2012, Yang, who was the deputy party chief of Shanghai at the time, broke with convention by serving as the acting mayor of Shanghai while simultaneously holding his position as the mayor the next year. At the time, it was revealed that Xi Jinping had intended to select someone he trusted as mayor of Shanghai but had to give up due to Jiang Mianheng's interference. Yang Xiong's death had many similarities to Li Keqiang's. Another case involves Chen Xiaolu, the 71-year-old son of Chen Yi, one of the founding marshals of the CCP, who died suddenly of a heart attack in Hainan province on February 28, 2018. Chinese media reported that Chen was in overall good physical and mental health but suddenly fell unconscious and was taken to Sanya 301 hospital on Hainan Island, where he died after medical treatment failed to revive him. The entire scenario resembled Li Keqiang's death. Chen was influential among the CCP's princelings, who are descendants of prominent CCP elders. According to a close friend of Chen, some remarks he made at a dinner party may have brought him bad luck. When someone at the party commented that Xi Jinping could be even more leftist than Bo Xilai, another princeling who attempted to rival Xi by advocating Maoism, Chen stated that China could no longer afford to regress to the old path. He mentioned that if Xi Jinping wanted to return to his old ways, he should be replaced after completing one term. This friend revealed that Chen's words reached Xi Jinping's ears, and within a week, Chen died suddenly in Hainan. Furthermore, there were also suspicious deaths among Chinese billionaires who began their entrepreneurial journeys in China. Xie Zhiqian, the founder of the Chinese investment conglomerate Zhongxi Enterprise Group, passed away at the age of 61 after suffering a heart attack in Beijing on December 18, 2021. There are conflicting claims regarding his death, with some suggesting suicide and others proposing murder. Zhang Zhenxin, a business tycoon who established UCF Holdings Group in 2003 and expanded it into a financial conglomerate controlling 3 publicly listed companies, died in 2019 at the Chelsea and Westminster Hospital in London. The CCP's official statement stated that he couldn't be resuscitated due to multiple organ failure, alcoholism, and acute pancreatitis. However, Zhang was only 48 years old, and the public found it hard to believe he was in such poor health. In a separate incident, in January 2017, Xiao Jianhua, a Canadian-Chinese billionaire and founder of the Tomorrow Group, was secretly abducted from the Four Seasons Hotel in Hong Kong and taken back to China. On July 4, 2022, 5 years after his disappearance, Xiao appeared in a Chinese court. A history of secret operations. The entire history of the CCP has been marked by secret intelligence. Former Chinese leader Zhou Enlai received his earliest training from the KGB and organized a special operations division in Shanghai to carry out assassinations and kidnappings. The targets extended not only to nationalist officials but also within the CCP itself. In May 1931, Zhou led members of the Special Action Section to eliminate the 9 members of Gu Xuanzheng's family who had switched from the CCP to the Nationalist Party, seen as an act of betrayal in the eyes of the CCP. Their bodies were deeply buried to erase all traces. During a political struggle, some members of the CCP Special Forces attempted to assassinate another leading figure, Zhang Guotao, but their efforts failed. He eventually fled to Canada, where he spent the rest of his life. Mr. Gao stated that Xi Jinping greatly admires the Soviet Communist Party and aims to emulate it, including the aspects related to kidnapping and assassination operations. Consequently, according to Mr. Gao, that is the reason why Xi Jinping reorganized the Central Military Commission's Operations Bureau after coming to power. Senior official of Hamas, the CCP envoy has secretly met with Hamas leaders. Hamas carried out a terror attack on Israel, and there are suspicions that China and Russia are the masterminds behind the scenes. Recently, Ali Baraka, a high-ranking Hamas official, confirmed close ties with China and Russia. The CCP sent an envoy to Qatar, where they met with Hamas leaders, and Hamas is planning to reciprocate. On November 2nd, Lebanese media outlet Shot Video posted an interview with Ali Baraka. During the interview, Baraka openly mentioned several supporters of Hamas, including North Korea, Iran, the CCP, and Russia. He stated, "North Korea is a member of our alliance," and claimed that North Korea had the capability to strike the United States, while Iran did not possess weapons that could reach the United States but could target U.S. bases and ships in the Middle East. He also said, "Currently, all of America's enemies, or those showing hostility towards America, are becoming increasingly closer. Currently, Russia contacts us every day." China also sent envoys to Doha, and China and Russia met with Hamas leaders. A Hamas delegation has visited Moscow, and another delegation will soon go to Beijing. Baraka further declared, "All of America's enemies are negotiating and getting closer, and one day they will unite to confront the United States and make America history." Chinese leader Xi Jinping has mentioned the concept of ascending in the east and descending in the west on multiple occasions, which some have interpreted as revealing the CCP's ambition to defeat the United States and dominate the world. The international community is well aware of the likely backing behind Hamas' terror attack on Israel. Recently, U.S. Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell, when asked about the United States' position on the Israel-Hamas war, bluntly stated that China, Russia, and Iran constitute the new axis of evil and implied that they are the backers behind Hamas. Don't forget to comment in the section below to share your opinions on today's topic with us. If you find the information helpful, please share this video with a friend to watch together. This will be a great source of motivation for our team to produce more and more quality and reliable videos. And also don't forget to like and subscribe to see more interesting topics from China Truths. Thank you for tuning in.